On the sidelines of the Global Congress on Population, Health and Development, Nile TV's correspondent Hani Farag held the next interview with Mr. Jeremy Hopkins, representative of the UNICEF in Egypt.
So we have now the pleasure to have with us on Nile TV International Mr. Jeremy Hopkins. He is a representative of UNICEF here in Egypt. Pleasure, sir, and honor to have you on Nile TV International.
It's a pleasure for me too.
Thanks a lot for this interview. And my first question about the aims that you are seeing here behind this conference and what you can tell us about the achievements after the holding of this Congress.
Well, this conference is looking at the interplay between population, health and development. And of course those are the three critical elements, if you like, of the discussion. Yeah. So today brings together a whole host of experts over the next few days who will be discussing the challenges that we face in Egypt and shared experiences from other countries, where we look at how we can ensure that the population has access to health and that the country develops as it should. And of course, as head of UNICEF, my concern and my interest is that every child is able to fulfill her rights. And every child has the right to thrive and survive and be protected. And this is regardless of population growth, but it is nevertheless one of the challenges that is on the table today.
Yes, this leads us to another question about the services that we have to present to the population in these conditions, in the actual conditions in the world. How do you see the challenges which are facing nowadays the population?
Well, the challenges are enormous. I mean, every country faces challenges, and of course we're here in Egypt. So when a child is born, the child has the right to a healthy start in life. Then we need to make sure the child has the right early childhood care. We make sure that the child has the right fulfills his or her right to go to school, receive an education, learning, and then eventually is ready as a young person to enter the job market. So these are a whole series of challenges which the government has taken on very admirably through a vast number of programs. And of course UNICEF is there working with the Ministry of Health, the Ministry of Social Solidarity, Ministry of Justice, Ministry of Sports and Youth, Ministry of Education, to ensure that the national systems are strong enough and resilient enough to cope with the growing demand presented by the population growth.
So you are remarking that there is an expansion of services here in Egypt in order to meet the needs of population.
There is, of course, an expansion of services, and I think the government is at pains to show that the government is trying its best to increase the supply of services to meet the growing demand.
How do you see this imbalance, not balance between the growth or population growth, overpopulation rather, growth and the economic growth?
You know, the way we see the population growth as an opportunity, not as a threat. It's an opportunity.
How?
It's an opportunity because we have the richness of a country is its people. So we have an extraordinarily rich heritage and an exciting set of opportunities ahead of us with a young population. We need to make sure we take advantage of that and that we invest correctly to make sure that those children can indeed achieve their rights.
How we can invest in the human capital, in the human resources from your point of view?
Well, I would like to see always consistently growing investment in the health and education systems in Egypt, and this is something that we are in constant dialogue with the government on. If we can invest in the early years, we can ensure that children enter adulthood ready to face the demands that are placed upon them.
So, Mr. Jeremy Hopkins, thanks a lot for this interview. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.